Hello, welcome back to Miss Bell's classroom. Today in class, what we'll be doing is we're going to review some sounds of letters, and we might think of some words that have these sounds in them. Okay, so if you know the sound, feel free to raise your hand. So our first two letters are P, H, and when we put P and H together, it kind of makes a funny sound. Does anyone know what PH says? Yeah, good. Like the word phone or telephone. So PH says Can you say that with me? Excellent. Okay, the next sound that we're going to go over is S-T-R. Does anyone know what S-T-R says? Good, it says stir, like the word string or straw. Okay, now we have S-P-L. What does S-P-L say? Yeah, good. So I heard you say sp-l. Spool. Spool. Can anyone think of a word with spool in it? Splash. Good. Okay, our next sound is T-W. What does T-W say? Twa, twa. And do you know a word that has the twa in it? Twig. Good. Okay, the next sound is Z, like buzz or zap. Z. Good. Okay. The next one is this the letter F. What does F say? Good. Excellent. Okay. The next one we have L-T. What does L-T say? Yeah, good. Ult. Like felt. Okay. The next letter here is X. And X says X. Like if you put the letter K and S together, you can say X. Can you say that with me? X. Good. Like in the word fox. Okay. For our next sound, we have the letters I-N-G. What does I-N-G say? Ing. Ing. Can you say that? Ing. And oftentimes this goes at the end of a word. So like I'm sitting, I might be standing or laying or sleeping. Okay. Here we have I-G-H. What does I-G-H say? I. Yes, so when you see I-G-H, the G and the H are silent. You don't say them, so you just say the letter I. And you might see this in the word night or sight or bright. Okay, right. Letter is this. Yes, this is a P. And P says p, p, p. Can anyone think of a word that maybe has a P in it? Play. Good. Play. Okay. Our next letter is a Y. And Y says yeah. yeah, yeah, like yet or yam. Okay, our next one is Z-L-E. What does Z-L-E say? I'll give you a clue. Oftentimes the E is silent, so you're just going to want to put the Z and the L together. Yeah, zl, zl. Good. Like a puzzle. Okay. Now we have Z, Z. If you know what Z says, you'll know what Z says. What does Z say? And does it make two Z sounds or just one? Yeah, just one, like zzz, like in the word buzz or fuzz. Just say one Z sound. Very good. Okay. Our next two letters are A, I. And A-I says A most of the time. Like in the word rain, you would spell it R-A-I-N, rain. So the A kind of overpowers the I. So we have A-I says A. Okay. Now we have A-Y. What does A-Y say? A, like in the word hey or bay or stay. So we say A. Okay, our next one is TH. And TH doesn't sound like it looks. For TH you say f. Can you say that? Like in the word this or that. You have a word? Yeah, like think. Good. Okay. Our next two sounds are SH. Does anyone know what SH says? Good. Shh. Shh. Like I wish. Or shh, wish or dish. Okay, now we have CH. What does CH say? Good. Ch, ch, ch. Like in the word cheese or chuck. Ch, ch, ch. Our next sounds are T-H-R. And so we just talked about what TH says, which is th. Now we're just adding an R on there. Does anyone know what this might say? These three letters might say. Good. Thur. Thur. So we're still going to say th. We're just going to add an R. So th, thur. Like through. Or drive through. Very good. Okay. Now we have the letters D-R. What does D-R say? Good. D-er. Yep, so we're going to put those together. So, dr, like drew or draw. Very good. Okay. Now we have C-T. So I know that C-T says kt, kt. Can you say that with me? Kt, kt. Like in duck. Our next two letters are G-R. G-R says grr. Can anyone think of a word with G-R in it? Good. Green. Grr. Okay, now we have O-Y. What does O-Y say? Okay, so you forgot. So O-Y is oi, like boy or toy. So oi or soy. Okay, our next one is S-P. And so for this one, we're just going to put the S and the P sound together. So we get sp, sp, like speed or spoon. Okay. Our next one we have is A-W. And A-W says aw, like aw. So you might see this in the word thaw or raw or saw. Okay, our next letter is a V, and V says v, v. So you might see this word in the word violin. Okay, now we have a Q-U. And Q-U put together, you make one sound. And Q-U says qua, 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 like in the word queen or quit or quick. Okay, so let's review some of these sounds. So PH says f. STR says good, str. SPL says spool, good. TW says twa. Z says z. F says f. LT says lt. X says x. Ing says ing says ing. IGH says I, God. P says p. Y says y. ZLE says z, z. ZZ says z, like the Z here. AI says A. AY says A. TH says f. SH says sh, good. CH says ch, 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 excellent. THR says thr, excellent. DR says, yeah, good. DR says dr. CT says kt. GR says r. OY says oi. SP says good. Sp. AW says aw, good. V says v. And QU says qua, excellent. we're gonna go through a few more sounds today. So our next sounds are S, P, R. If we put those three letters together, what sound will we get? Good. Spur. Like in the word spruce or sprite. Okay, now we have D, W. What does DW say? Dwa, like in the word dwell, or in the name Dwight. Okay, we went through that one already. So, let's get this one. Okay, so our next one is UNK. Can anyone put those three sounds together and tell me what those sounds say? Good. Unk. Can you think of a word that has unk in it? Junk. Skunk. Good. Okay. Now we have UNG. It's kind of like UNK. What will UNG say? Ung. Can you think of a word with ung in it? Rung or sung? Good. Okay, now we have ONK. So if I say the sounds for those ah, nk, and I put them together, what will I say? Unk, like in the word honk. Okay, now we have PLE. What do you think PLE says? So I'll give you a clue. You're close. The E is silent. Pull, like in the word apple. Okay, now we have INK. What will INK say? Ink. Can you think of a word with ink in it? Pink or sink? Okay, now we have SC. What does SC say? Sk. Can you think of a word with sk in it? Scab. You have a scab. Okay, so that's all we're going to practice today. We're going to review these sounds and then it'll be time to end. So we have SPR says spur. DW says twa. UNK says unk. UNG says ung. ONK says onk. PLE says pull. INK says ink. And SC says sk. Very nice job. Thank you for participating and practicing your sounds with me today. You did a very nice job. I will talk to you later. Goodbye.